On this 2010 to 2015 Honda Civic with the 1.8 gas engine, P0172 means the fuel control system may be seeing the mixture as too rich. The vehicle may idle rough, use more fuel, hesitate, or turn the MIL on, but it can also act normal during the test drive. Broadly, this kind of rich condition can involve air measurement, fuel pressure, injector behavior, fuel quality, crankcase vapors, or the front air fuel sensor signal. The diagnostic path here is built around one key scan tool value, AFB, short-term fuel trim. When that value drops to 0.79 or less under the right conditions, the ECM is pulling fuel hard enough that we need to find out why. Before you clear anything, save the stored data and the onboard snapshot information. Do not reset the ECM/PCM at the beginning, because that can erase useful diagnostic information even if some data was saved. Also look for aftermarket fuel system or engine parts before getting too deep into the test. And if other codes are stored with P0172, handle the codes that can affect this diagnosis first. Then come back and recheck P0172. Start the engine and let it idle with no load. On an automatic, keep it in P or N. On a manual, keep it in neutral. Watch AFB short-term fuel trim in the data list. If AFB is 0.79 or less at idle, the fault is present right now and you move on to the MAF sensor debris check. If it is not 0.79 or less at idle, use the onboard snapshot. Record engine speed, vehicle speed, relative throttle position, and accelerator pedal position from the point where AFB was lowest. Then drive the vehicle under those same conditions. If AFB is 0.79 or less there, continue with the rich condition checks. If it is not, the system is normal at this time. Next, remove the MAF sensor and IAT sensor assembly and inspect the sensor for lint, bugs, or other foreign material. If debris is present, remove it. Then use a vacuum cleaner to remove debris from the air cleaner housing and go to repair verification. If there is no debris, reinstall the MAF sensor and IAT sensor assembly and continue to the fuel pressure check. Check fuel pressure under the same conditions where AFB is 0.79 or less. The fuel pressure should be between 380-430 kPa 3, 9-4, 4 kgf/cm2, 55-63 psi. If pressure is in that range, fuel pressure is okay and you move on to the MAF sensor reading check. If pressure is not in that range, replace the fuel tank unit, then verify the repair. For the MAF reading check, start the engine and hold it at 3,000 RPM until the radiator fan comes on. Make sure ECT sensor 1 is above 158 degrees F, 70 degrees C. The transmission is in P or N on an automatic or neutral on a manual, and all engine and electrical loads are off. Then monitor engine speed and hold the engine steady at 2,500 RPM. Check the MAF sensor value. The specification is 5.3-6, 5G/S for both M/T and a /T. If the MAF value is in spec, go to the engine oil check. If the MAF value is not in spec, inspect the air cleaner assembly for being cracked, damaged, or incorrectly installed. If that check's okay, replace the MAF sensor/IAT sensor, then verify the repair. Start the engine and let it idle. Watch AFB, short-term fuel trim, and gently pinch the PCV vacuum hose. If AFB increases above 0.79 when the hose is pinched, the engine oil is considered contaminated. Replace the engine oil and oil filter, then verify the repair. If AFB does not increase above 0.79, the engine oil is okay and the next check is the injectors. Replace the fuel injectors with known good injectors. Then operate the vehicle under the same conditions where AFB was 0.79 or less. If AFB is still 0.79 or less, the injectors are not the cause of the low AFB value, so move on to the front air fuel sensor check. If AFB is no longer 0.79 or less, the original injectors were causing the low value. Replace the original injectors, then verify the repair. Next, replace the A/F sensor, sensor 1, with a known good sensor. Operate the vehicle under the same conditions where AFFB was 0, 79 or less. If AFFB is still 0, 79 or less, sensor 1 is not the cause and you move on to the fuel check. If AFFB is no longer 0, 79 or less, the original A/F sensor, sensor 1, was causing the low value. Replace the original A/F sensor, sensor 1, then verify the repair. For the fuel check, remove the fuel tank unit, then drain and refill the tank with known good fuel. Run the vehicle again under the same conditions where AFFB was 0, 79 or less. A fuel-related issue is more likely if the problem appeared shortly after refueling, and the mile distance value along with fuel level may help with that judgment. If AFFB is still 0, 79 or less after known good fuel, the fuel is not the cause. Substitute a known good ECM/PCM, then verify the repair. If AFFB is no longer 0, 79 or less, the fuel was causing the low value, so go straight to repair verification. Keep verification separate from the testing path. Turn the ignition switch to on Roman 2, reset the ECM/PCM, and do the ECM/PCM idle learn procedure. Start the engine, hold it at 3,000 RPM with no load, with a /T in P or N or M/T in neutral, until the radiator fan comes on, then let it idle. Operate the vehicle under the same conditions where AFFB was 0, 79 or less. If AFFB is still 0, 79 or less, pause, go back to the MAF debris check, and work the diagnostic path again without guessing. If AFFB is okay, troubleshooting is complete. The key on P0172 is not to chase parts first. Confirm when AFFB drops to 0, 79 or less, then work through air measurement, fuel pressure, MAF accuracy, crankcase contamination, injectors, the front A/F sensor, fuel quality, and finally verification. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.